this. Is there anything you want the fans to know or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Hold on.
Initiating system.
Warning, 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 warning.
All right, let's do this one last time.
Hey everyone, Jenna Mike 7 here, and we are back with another show, y'all. Hope you guys having a fantastic day. This is going to be a good one. Y'all. First, I just want to give a shout out to folks in the comments right now. Shout out to I'll Be That News. Shout out to you, man. I know we've been in contact behind the scenes. I know we'll talk very soon. Shout out to the Great Pill Podcast up in the building. Yeah, shout out to Dust Wars 3. Yeah, I saw that video yesterday on Blackmail Filter yesterday. Yeah, that was that's, especially what Hank was talking about. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. Oh man. Yeah, but y'all, yeah, guys, J King can be here today. He's out there working, doing the grind and stuff. But well, he'll be back very soon, though. But he is in here in spirit. But yeah, we're just gonna cover a few topics today. Just a few, just in terms of quick news and everything I'm gonna talk about, and then we'll get into the second half of the show, which is the main Fight Club, or at least hopefully a more enlightening Fight Club that we all relate to, right? This between me and Mandrell. I see Mandrell in the back. I'm gonna keep you there just for a second to cover those few news, and then I'll bring you up, okay? But yeah, yeah, this basically be a very good debate, and then we'll also have an open panel forum. I'll drop the link down, and if anything you guys agree or disagree, anything what we have to say, the points we made, please come on. Yeah, because we ain't pulling any punches today, so yeah. Shout out to Dangerously Active here. Did I see? Did you see attacking the tight polo shirt? No. This is extra. What 184 pounds I have now. Yeah, 184. So no. It's still a large. But yeah, and shout out to the Cheshire Cat. Yeah, Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by though. But yeah, today we're gonna be covering a lot of just a few important things I want to cover. So as you see in the news today, well, this week and everything, the Flash has not been doing good, really, not at all. Some people have been saying, not surprised, whatever, in terms of how um the marketing of this film has been and everything, and then also just in terms of the film itself with the controversy that the film had. A lot of people were not really here for it. Well, there are some behind the scene things that we find out that actually came to fruition that unfortunately won't be happening, and that is going to be Batman Beyond. Um, for those of you guys don't know what Batman Beyond is, for you young bucks, I'm gonna take you back the clock around about in the late '90s and early 2000s. Right, there was well, actually in the '90s. Let's go to the '90s. In the '90s, there was uh, favorite cartoon show called the Batman animated series, right? And this basically became one of the most beloved, comic book series of all time, still to this day, right? This established, people's bases of, not only Batman lore, but just being a comic book fan in general, right? But then later on, as we got other, shows that are in the same continuity, such as Superman the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, all stuff like that, we got another show that came out in the early 2000s, right? And it was called Batman Beyond. So Batman Beyond is basically a futuristic Batman where Bruce Wayne's older, where he can't be Batman anymore, but yet you have a younger person named Terry McGinnis being Batman in a futuristic Gotham, right? And what we found out here is that fortunately, everyone was trying to have this Batman Beyond movie, and they're thinking, okay, you have one character, one actor, Michael Keaton, who's same age, he's 70 years old, when he did the Flash and stuff, and you can have a Batman Beyond story with Michael Keaton as the older Bruce Wayne. And we thought this film was never going to get made, or probably DC was probably never going to do it. Well, turns out they were trying to do it, right? That they were having plans to do this film, Batman Beyond, with Michael Keaton. But unfortunately, it's because of how the Flash performed that it most likely will never happen. I will never say never, but it does have damaged its chances for coming out sooner rather than later, right? So I'm gonna show up this video here. This is from Kevin Smith, though. New Warner Bros. CEO said that it was the best one he ever seen. Right. We're gonna talk about that. There's been a lot of claims. You had freaking Tom Cruise, Stephen King saying it was the best movie of all time, the Flash and stuff, but we'll talk about it. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this video. This is by Kevin Smith. He basically was confirming that this was true, that there was planning to do a Batman Beyond movie. But here you go. You guys see a screen here. Make sure. All right, let me get full screen. Okay, let's go.
Melnicker, two guys whose names have been on every Batman movie and animated film because Michael Uslan went and got the rights from Warner Brothers years and years ago. I'm sure most people have seen him on Batman extras and whatnot. Wonderful guy, lives in Jersey. But I saw his kid at the premiere, and his kid was just like, I said, "Where's your dad?" He goes, "He's home watching the grosses." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because if this movie does as well as the Batman, and the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, opened at $130 million. So he goes, if this movie opens as well as the Batman, one of the next Batman movies they're going to make is Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton." So I was like, oh my God. Now I hope the movie makes a lot of money. Based on last weekend, we're never going to see that Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. So it's kind of a damn shame. Now, don't weep for Andy Muschietti. They've announced that he's going to make the next Batman movie, which is The Brave and the Bold. So
yeah, y'all, there you have it. Basically, we were supposed to be getting a Batman Beyond movie, but because how the film has performed, I just try to share it on my screen here, though. Hopefully the volume wasn't that low. But basically, he was just saying that the film was not because how the film opened up with $130 million, that the chances for a Batman Beyond movie is probably not gonna be happening. So it's a disappointment, but I honestly believe with the new heads, with James Gunn and everything, Peter Safran, I do believe there is actually still hope for a Batman Beyond movie because again, there's many ways you can in terms of interpret the story. We have James Gunn saying that they're still going to be doing other movies that are not in the same continuity, like consider like Elseworld stories, like the Robert Pattinson, Batman movies and the Joker with Todd Phillips and stuff. So this can still be a possibility, and I don't think the Flash suffered because Michael Keaton was in it. I think there was a lot of other factors that in it that actually damaged it. But yeah, they could. I see some people in the comments saying they could do HBO or Max series or anything like that, but only time will tell. But hopefully, this project, whatever, doesn't get destroyed and stuff like that because I'm a big fan of Michael Keaton, and especially they should have Michelle Pfeiffer come back too. That's just been awesome. They did that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on chances for a Batman Beyond movie. Probably not happening because of the Flash performance in the box office. Just let me know in the comments down below. So next topic, the second topic we have here today is Spider-Verse, y'all. Spider-Verse is behemoth in the box office and the one that actually made all over 3 times as much as Flash has made, right? But this is still to date my most this is the number one movie of the year for me to this date. Nothing has come compared to it. I think this film is a masterpiece. I said it again and everything. But however, there's been controversy from a lot of writers that's saying that he had unsustainable living wages and stuff like that, and working conditions because they've been pushed on the clock of animating this film. And this is an article coming from the Nerdist News, and basically, no, not Nerdist News, IGN. So basically, what they're saying is that according to at least 4 animators, right, what was it? As producer, Phil overrides all the directors, said one animator, and they're obviously in charge of directing. But if Phil has a note that contradicts their note, his note takes precedence, and meaning that the animators are basically going back and forth with different directors in terms of animating parts in this film, right? So they're saying that for weeks they've been working over 11 hour days, 7 days a week, right? With difficult working conditions on this project, right? And even though after this movie, been producing, a lot of money and stuff like that, but there's been over at least 4 animators, and more animators are coming out saying that this film basically put their backs against the wall because they had to animate through, with realistic working conditions over 11 hours a day and 7 days a week, right? And so as you see more in the article here, they're saying like something like 90% of the shots in the trailer are not in the movie, said third animator. We engineered, we reanimated, and had different characters doing the same thing. It was purely a sequence of cool ideas they made up, slapped together while they rested the production, right? And they impacted the rest of production, resulting in 11-hour days, 7 days a week for over a year, right? Sony Pictures, the people that own Spider-Man, Sony Pictures dispute these claims, including those about Lord's management, the director, the writer, and basically saying, wait, hold on a second here. I just lost it. There we go. Yes, basically, who remains as a producer of Spider-Man project, said that the unsurprising that over 100 animators have left the project as they were trying to animate Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, considering that it used over 1,000 animators to bring thousands of Spider people to the big screen, right? So they had over 1,000 people animating this film, but 100 of them actually left the project due to these working conditions and stuff. And this is one last comment. He said that one of the things about animation that makes it such a wonderful thing is to work on is that you get to keep going on until the story is right. If the story isn't right, you have to keep going until it is. To the workers who felt demoralized by having to revise final renders 5 times in a row, the Spider-Verse producer says, "I guess welcome to making a movie," which that is kind coming really kind of like disingenuous at the boss. It's Amy Pascal, the one of the CEOs of Sony Pictures and everything. But yeah, they're saying that basically, hey, this is the process of you making a movie. So if it's taking you this, you complain about you working your ass off and animating this movie, then it's like, well, suck it up, or hey, we can hire somebody else. So yeah, that's what the comments that they're making here. What do you guys think? That you think that this is actually again, we have the writer strike going on. Writers not being paid for what they're working for, and because of that, delaying a whole bunch of projects and stuff. But yeah, just let me know how you feel about animators basically not being treated fairly. Let me know in the comments down below, right? Let me check some of the comments here. So yeah, shout out to Corey in the building. Corey just showed up. Man, so I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're almost done, y'all, before we get into the main event. That's here. We're here. I know you're saying that although I hate the stupid Keaton Batman wasn't the Flash, this movie was not his fault at all. Exactly. Yeah. We're gonna get into it. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the Spider-Verse animators and how they've been treated and everything. Now, the last topic we got here, at least for tonight, before we get into the main event, is there's for some of you guys, there's a little show that was near dear to your hearts, probably near dear to mine growing up, and that was called The Last Airbender. And we actually got this past weekend, or the past weekend. So, hold on, let me see here. We've gotten the first look of the live action Netflix adaptation of The Last Airbender, right? This is not the first, but the second attempt of a live action Last Airbender of these characters and everything. We got a first look of the main cast. We got Aang, Sokka, Zuko, and Katara. And also we got a first look at the trailer that came out as well. It's only a teaser, just basically showing the each nation's tribe and everything. But yeah, I just want to give my comments on what we see right here. So first off, we see the actors playing Aang, and first comparing to what there is in the live action version, I gotta say I am pleased to seeing that he has the blue tattoo. Again, he's more accurate in terms of how he is animated in the original show. But then you also got Sokka, with an actor who, honestly, the way his face is and stuff, he really does look like the character of Sokka. So he looks way better than the dude from Twilight in the first one. We got Katara, who's a little bit older than Aang and stuff. They're both, they're supposed to be siblings to Sokka. And to me, Katara should looks okay. I do like the wardrobe and the outfits that they're wearing. So this is the first good look. But really, I want to talk about Zuko. Now, this guy, I will say this with Zuko, the actor, he's I think he's a new upcoming actor. But yeah, he's playing Zuko, and Zuko has an iconic scar on his left face, right? However, this is not a scar. This is a bruise he got from Shang-Chi. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the scar. I wasn't a fan of the scar they have for the live action Zuko in the first one. So that's my only criticism with this. But in terms of like Fire Nation helmet and gear, it looks all there. But maybe when he takes the helmet off, you see more type of prosthetic makeup to cover, the scar and everything. But that's no here or there. But I think it's the first good look. I'm ready to see more the action and to see them bending and more importantly the acting, and see if they actually take the necessary measures of actually doing this story justice. I think the original one was not up to par at all. Obviously, universally hated, one of the worst films I've ever seen by M. Night Shyamalan. And so yeah, and I just hope, and as a fan, because I want to see him do a live action done right. We've seen a lot of animes and stuff are now being turned to live action. We just got the recent One Piece live action trailer of that series, which that's no here or there. But this one is near dear to my heart, and I hope they do it justice. We do got confirmation that it will be continuing the animated series with movies, with the animated Avatar movie with the original gang, but older. So hopefully we get to see what's coming with them. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts on the cast The Last Airbender on Netflix. Now, the original creators are not attached to this. They were, but they left the project, so that is a con against them. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cast, the first look of these 4 main characters of the story. Let me know down below. All right, y'all. Now, this one, now, man, I have prepared a big entrance for this because I mean, this conversation, obviously, this is a person that I love dearly to my heart and everything, but the gloves are off on this one. So, I'm not pulling any punches. I hope he doesn't pull any punches, right? So yeah, and then after that, we're gonna have a panel. Gonna bring you guys up, and so if you have any comments, anything what we said, please. But till then, just sit and enjoy the show. But before we get to that, I gotta bring up one person here. And that person is Mandrell. Mandrell, how you doing?
What's going on, man?
Doing good.
You doing all right, Mike?
I'm doing great, man. I'm looking forward to this. I've been waiting for this one. So
Yeah, I watched that film per your recommendation, and I had trouble getting through it. Like I tried 4 times. It took me 4 times to sit down. I had to leave a computer, come back, leave a computer, go to sleep, wake up, do something. So I didn't watch it at all that day. Then the next day, I sat and I watched a few more minutes of it. I was like, ugh.
yeah. So,
Oh wait, something's happening.
Right.
Oh,
So,
okay. Something. Okay, cool.
So
No.
yeah, so for those of you guys don't know, in the tag on the bottom, basically saying we're gonna be having a one-on-one debate between me and Mandrell about the Flash. Obviously, you see my review I had last week. I thought this was a good film. Mandrell has some other opposing thoughts.
I most
As you
certainly
see
do.
here. We're gonna get into all the nitty gritty of it and stuff. The film has been out for almost 2 weeks now. If you were gonna see this movie, you would have. But Mandrell's telling you don't go see this movie.
Don't.
But yeah, I said the Flash was good. Changed my mind. And that's when we have a debate there. So, Mandrell, what is your thoughts on the Flash?
I think it's a crying shame that the best thing about the Flash movie was Batman. It wasn't even the Flash. General Zod was better than Flash was. The best thing about the Flash movie was Batman. Best thing, like he saved it. If it weren't for Batman, I tell you, the nostalgia I felt when I saw Michael Keaton put that suit on again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I think he missed out, and so did Warner Brothers, on not making more movies or at least a television series about it. You could have made it a detective story or something like that. He's the world's greatest detective and all that. But yeah, Michael Keaton. I remember when before that movie came out, the first one that was directed by Tim Burton, this Batman here. Yeah, a lot of people thought that Michael Keaton wouldn't be able to pull off that role. There was a lot of outrage, uproar, and protests against the film because Michael Keaton was cast as Bruce Wayne and Batman. But then turns out when he did the film came out, everyone loved it. Yeah, he pulled it off. He did a great job. And that's the skill of a good actor. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
And then the fans is that okay? I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down. I have a lot to say about this film, Mike, and not much of it is good. So
emotional damage.
Yes, the thing is, Michael Keaton as Batman. He saved that film from being absolute shit. If it weren't for him, it would have been absolute shit. You bring in Supergirl, okay, and you bring in Supergirl. We don't care because you haven't introduced her. We don't know her, and she's not in the film long enough for us to get to know her. We still don't know anything about her, except people who already know her backstory. However, this is a different timeline, and they gave her something that was in the Flashpoint series that Superman was going through.
Right.
Why would you confuse the audience like that? You didn't do any Flashpoint stuff, really. Okay, where's the Reverse Flash? Why was there no Reverse Flash in here? Okay, abort Thorn before you get started. That Reverse Flash. Okay, why was there no Wonder Woman nor Aquaman going to war? Why was there no war going on? Why'd you have to blame it on the Kryptonians and General Zod and all that? That was clever, but you didn't bring in Henry Cavill. Then you teased me with Christopher Reeves as Superman, and you did nothing with him. Nicolas Cage as Superman. You did nothing with him. You just showed it. Oh, okay, cool. That's nice. So let's see these two. Let's make Christopher Reeves meet Michael Keaton Batman. No, we're not doing that. No, okay. Not even Nicolas Cage. No. Mm-mm. Oh, okay, cool. So what are we doing here? Oh, we're gonna make General Zod kill them like 8,000 times. And yeah, it was just not very well done. It wasn't a good story. You got plenty of source material, and how hard is it for people to understand that this isn't hard? All people want is the source material brought to life on a silver screen in live action. That's all people literally want. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to write anything. It's written already. People want to see the comic book on screen. That's it. And this film didn't do anything for me. It's just, I mean, a few moments here and there, which is cool, but I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash either. He's not good. He's not Barry Allen. I don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. That's not Barry Allen. It's not Wally West. It's not even Bart Allen, which he's, in my opinion, his personality is closer to Bart Allen. For those of you who don't know, Bart Allen is the grandson of Barry Allen,
right?
The Flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his personality is closer to Bart Allen's, but it's not even Bart Allen's. Bart Allen's at least fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I didn't like him as the Flash in Justice League. That flicked run he does where he brings his hands all the way from back here. Like no one runs like that. No, it bothers me. And then the CGI. Oh my God.
What?
The CGI was, bruv, I can do that, and I have no talent for graphic design.
I graduated with a graphic design degree.
Congratulations. You can get a job at Warner Brothers, apparently. They need skilled graphic design or someone who has knowledge of graphic design because they don't know. It was PlayStation 2 graphics. This stuff looked like a cartoon. The second Matrix movie, that goofy Matrix sequel, the second one,
yeah,
it looked better than this.
Oh wow!
You made Supergirl look like Stretch Armstrong in some of those scenes with the CGI. And look at that goofy repainted bat suit where he's sitting there cutting the ears off. I mean, look at that! Look at that old thing. That is no. Now Barry Allen's suit. All right, I'll give him that. I mean, that's passable. I'll buy that. All right, cool. I mean, it could be better, but I'm not going to harp on that. There's too much other stuff that's just bad about this film. And then the fan service. Thank you, but that doesn't help you. That doesn't negate a bad story. And boring acting. You know, and then when a real actor, this guy right here, a real actor shows up. Oh, okay, finally, something interesting's happening. Yeah. Then he leaves the screen. You're like, no, wait, don't leave. And he leaves, and it's boring again. He shows up. Now it's good. He leaves. It's boring. And then you had the nerve, the unmitigated gall to bring in the George Clooney Batman back. Why?
So yeah, I just want you to get your whole stance on the before I retort. So, anything else?
No, change my mind. I got plenty. I want you to get some. Get your points in too. I don't want to be rude to you, Mike. You're nice enough to have me on your platform, and I will be nice enough to have you on mine as soon as I launch it. Okay. And yeah, because I'm going to do like segments, movie reviews, this topic, that topic. My playlist is going to be organized like that. So yeah, this shit here. Okay. Do you ever watch this guy called The Critical Drinker?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Critical Drinker just told you. Look, this. Look.
That's why I'm done. Go away now.
Right, that's why I'm yeah, go away now. I mean, this movie was a shit show. All the rewrites and reshoots and re-edits, you just didn't put it together good. You just didn't write a good story. And
Okay.
there was only
So-
one good actor in it. Fucking Batman.
So,
And I like the fact
all right.
that once to see Michael Keaton, shout out to his stunt man. Shout out to the Michael Keaton stunt man. It was cool to see Michael Keaton Batman actually fight and be able to move in ways he wasn't able to before. Like he shoots the gun, you know, the grapple hook, pulls
Yeah.
a guy and kicks him in his fucking face. When he pulls him in and he kicks him in his face. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
that was the movie.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah. So
Oh, that was my
all
fan
right.
service right there. So go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
So-
another one. Honorable mention. Fantastic job of acting. The fellow who plays General Zod. I believe
Yeah,
you.
that's the same.
I believe you. You're General Zod. I believe you. I don't believe that Ezra Miller is a Flash, though.
Got you. All right. So there's some things that you said that I agree with and some things that I disagree.
No
Let me
doubt.
start with things that I agree. All right. One, I agree with you. Michael Keaton was the highlight of this film. The fact that, him going into the suit after almost 20 or 30 years doesn't disappoint, right? It basically just like another walk in the park. I did really felt that with the action scenes they had with them, it made sense to again just like, hey, you brought the old feel of Michael Keaton's Batman to me. And I felt he was a good addition to Barry because with the whole situation, even explaining the whole multiverse with spaghetti. I thought that was still that interesting,
Brilliant.
right?
Mhm.
Now going to Supergirl, right? I agreed that I actually wanted more of Supergirl because I liked her. I didn't think she did anything wrong. However, I feel the thing was I felt because of this particular story and what they were trying to tell, I felt that it really didn't give that much for like, hey, let's explore her side of the story. Especially there have been reports, hopefully, that she's gonna actually be coming back in the new Supergirl movie that they got announced with James Gunn. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So hopefully we get to see more of her because this version is the more jaded Supergirl than the whole blonde hair. Hey guys, we get.
Is she gonna be able to fight better?
Well, right. Well, here's the thing.
This one wasn't good.
Here's the thing. And guess what? They didn't make her no woke Superwoman that is invincible.
I appreciate that. Yes, I appreciated that. I really did. I was out because that was the last thing I was waiting. I was waiting for that shoe to drop, but there was no wokeness in it. So, well, let's thank them for small favors, right? Good grief! At least, thank you. At least you had the sense not make it woke.
Right. Yeah. So now the whole story about this film, what I love, right? This is when you're saying wasn't Flashpoint. This is a Flashpoint adaptation. Yes, there is an animated movie which is 10 times better than this shit. I will argue anybody today this week that
You've heard me say this before, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you heard me say who's ever writing the animated movies, have them write these.
Mhm.
They're clearly talented. They're 10 times better than the live action stuff that you do.
Right. But however, one thing I felt like this was a new approach what they're trying to do. Okay, listen, it's like there's a lot of outside factors. Yes, we can add the Amazonians, we can add the whole Atlantean War, we can add Cyborg and stuff like this. Yes, this film was announced and this is some just putting you guys in perspective. The Flash came out 9 years ago. It just ended. The Ezra Miller was announced as the Flash with his film on the Flash's season 1 second episode. He was announced as a Flash
9 years ago.
and then they're announcing this movie. And now this film only came out to after 9 seasons when this film ended. Right? So yes, this has been a lot of production help, a lot with DC and everything, moving parts and stuff. However, the reason why I love this movie, right, is the fact that this is the first time, unlike the Dark Knight trilogy, the Joker films. This is not Dark Knight. This is not Joker. Is it the best DC movie of all time? No, absolutely not. However, do I feel like this is one of the greatest? Absolutely. It's a conversation of top 5. Aside from the trilogy of Dark Knight and Joker and all stuff like that. Yes. because this is the first time where I feel I got the joy as a DC fan that I got when I was a kid. For example, that opening scene with the Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, them trying to save the kids and the babies and all stuff like that in the hospital. That to me and was genuine pure joy of old school Justice League Unlimited, episodes I watched when I was a kid. And I felt I'd never gotten that with any of the Snyder stuff. Never got anything of that. I got moments like of that, but it never really, fully have like lean into that. And we got it. We got Batman in broad daylight, and this is the best of Ben Affleck we got. Him chasing the car with the grappling gun and still holding on to it and everything. That was off the chain.
He's crippled, by the way. I hope you know that.
Yeah, but
that's why you never saw. He's crippled, by the way.
No,
he's a cripple. He's in a wheelchair, dude.
But listen, I'm just saying. Thought,
I'm sorry, Mike. That's actually one of the scenes I wanted to bring up. I'll let you rock.
He was getting hit by cars. Oh yeah, he was getting hit
He was getting hit by cars. I'm like, this dude's back is gone. He's crippled. No,
that's why he had protective armor. All this stuff. Like it was a new suit. It was a blue and black suit. So it was like an old school classic suit and everything.
Right.
But listen, even with the scenes with the babies and stuff, I thought, okay, listen, this out of the world scenario that could have happened, whatever. The most crazy thing that could have happened did happen, right? And you have to think clearly it was funny and it was like, still visually compelling, again, aside from the CGI babies and stuff. But I really enjoyed those moments of just pure joy as a DC fan. Like, hey, these are heroes. Hey, Barry, I need you to come here. Wherever I'm calling them. Hey, I can't get Superman. Where Wonder Woman? I can't get her. It's like that was just kind of old school. Like they're working as a team, and it's just like, yes, we don't have like we're seeing them as gods and like they're true to the characters of the Justice League Saturday morning cartoons, and and that's why. To me, I had that joy. I'm like, okay, that set the tone for this whole film, right? The whole message of this film, right? It was talking about learning to let things go. So even though they didn't have the Flashpoint storyline in terms of the actual events that were happening, it's still as core was a Flashpoint. So, look, and basically it goes to that line that started in the Flashpoint comics. You have to accept the things you can't change and know the things you can't. And have the wisdom to know the difference, right? That was the opening line of the animated movie, right? When with the Flashpoint paradox, and then with this film was basically saying, paraphrasing that, saying, not every problem has a solution. Not everything not every question has an answer, right? Some things are what they are, and you have to learn to let things go. For example, when you go into the scene with Bruce Wayne in the car. Right before Barry was going to go talk to Iris, in his apartment and stuff, Ben Affleck, which was, again, beautiful, great acting coming from him. He was saying, listen, Barry, coming from someone who made a lot of mistakes, coming from someone that made a lot of mistakes, man, don't live your past, live your life. Don't let these tragedies define you. And those things at a core is what I felt with the Flashpoint comic. In the animated movie, so I'm like, it still kept that core in the heart, even though they might remove certain factors and characters around and everything like that. It's still at its core was still a Flashpoint story, right?
Okay, but they forgot to write a story, though, Mike. They forgot to write one.
What story? Wait.
Exactly. What story? What story?
No. My point I'm saying is that what are you saying that they forgot to write a story? That was the story.
Oh,
and in fact, and also this too, you have a situation where you actually are working, which you're looking at a younger version of yourself, right? And you realize now you are visually seeing yourself being obsessed with the very thing you couldn't get over, letting things go. And now, when you see the younger version, the 18-year-old version of him, and how he's slowly evolving into the Dark Flash, which we learn in the film, it becomes, right? And that's when he learns that, hey, listen, I'm now seeing myself for the first time, a reflection of what everyone's been trying to tell me. Like, this is exactly what Bruce was trying to tell me. You have to let things go. But he couldn't get that until he actually had to see that in himself, i.e. the other Barry. Right, so that's why I really like the relationship and how the younger one was getting so obsessed with the power and trying to change things.
And wouldn't listen, but like that got so annoying, man. I'm like, dude, just knock him out or something. Like he just would not listen. He just would not listen. He just like, Hey, okay, I messed up that time. Let me go. Boom. And I was like, yo, come on, man.
Now, I will say this: I did not like the CGI, a lot of it, because I saw this film twice, right? I saw this in the press screening, and then I saw this, when it actually came out. The press screening didn't show us the whole movie, right? The ending with George Clooney and the end credit scene did not show us that.
What
So
was the
I
end credit
thought,
scene?
what?
What was the end credit scene?
So the end credit scene, and look again, and it's gonna add to your point, but what the hell, what this movie is about? But uh, basically, it was with him and Jason Momoa, who's drunk, right? And I came out of a bar, and basically him explaining that the two Batmans, that he encountered and stuff, right? And basically, Aquaman was just drinking. He's walking back to his apartment. He gets drunk, and he falls into this puddle of water. And saying, hey man, I'll stay right here. He just, because he's in water and stuff. And then Barry's, all right, man, see you later. All right, and then that was it. That was it. So
And what did that have to do with anything?
it really had nothing. Basically, it was him explaining the two different Batmans, and
Right.
it still left thing, still confusion and stuff. Now I can get to the problems of it, right? Of this film that I had an issue with, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm talking about things that I like. It still at its core was still a good story. Now the cameos.
Mm-hmm.
This was old school. This was your mama's DC.
No, that was my DC.
Right? No. This is that my dad. My dad grew up watching George Reeves Superman.
Christopher Reeves.
George OG, not Christopher. George.
Oh, the black and white guy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get your facts right. George.
Yes,
Reeves,
they showed the black and white Superman. What did he do with it? What did he do with this film, Mike?
So, in this film, what I'm saying with that scene, going back and actually revealing that in that universe there was another Flash. It was Jay Garrett, him with the collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of controversy. People saying, "Well, why are you bringing a dead actor into this and having his likeness and having bad CGI when you could just cast somebody or just cast someone else to play a different version? You have other Supermans. Why use the old one?
Stop.
But why couldn't you just use Brandon Routh? Why couldn't you just use Henry Cavill or something and be a different version of a Henry
Perfect
Cavill?
time to bring him back too.
But the only closest thing we get to Henry Cavill is the CGI, in the Chrono Ball and stuff, right? But regardless of that, I thought that was a great scene. Seeing, Nick Cage, Superman from the Death Superman Lives, that again, it's like they made that happen.
No, they didn't. They didn't make anything happen. Here's the thing, bro. They showed up and that was it. They did nothing. I was like, now what would have been cool had they interacted with one another, like brought heroes from other universes out to fight that war. There was enough Kryptonians, and they were getting their butts whooped bad enough. They could have done that. No. We can't do that.
But here's the thing. My thing, okay, but it's my thing. I feel with this film, what it was trying to do was basically saying, listen, let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Oh, really? That's what they're trying to do, Mike? I wish it would die.
Think about this. They set the setting of this film at the event of Man of Steel back in 2013. Literally been 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And, and it's shout out to Michael Shannon. He had not missed a beat. After 10 years, you think he'd be the same character. He didn't look like, even Fiora. I'm glad they brought Fiora back, right?
Yeah. I love her.
Right. So, I mean, I was cool with that. But with this film, I just thought that using the Man of Steel event and then using Supergirl as a replacement of that, I thought, okay, cool. That is your Atlantean and Amazonian replacement, of terms of that war. Like, well, okay, this war can destroy the world, so like, might as well we use Zod, And I thought again, in this film, it makes sense why it was Supergirl, because the fact that it was Zod that killed, Kala as a baby, right? And she was supposed to be his protector. It's like, yeah, it made sense for Supergirl to be in this movie. It made sense.
No. All the rewrites this movie went through, man, they could have just wrote that out and put something else in. Thomas Wayne being Batman would have been way more interesting.
I'd still like to see that. But I mean, and it had what's the dude that named to play Negan? He was ready for it. He's like, yeah, when they call me, you know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that guy, he like the actor that played Thomas Wayne in the Batman vs Superman, he played the comedian. So just think of
Yeah,
the
he did.
comedian and just put him in the Batman suit. He could have been a great,
Right.
Thomas Wayne Batman. But however, I still think what we've gotten here, I'm still is okay with. Now again, I still also had issues with terms of how things ended. I thought the George Clooney thing was absolutely stupid because they were begging Christian Bale for like the longest, and Christian Bale said no, I don't want to do this. So they got George Clooney, and they can't use Val Kilmer, because of his voice and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, Christian Bale's a douche, so he is, dude. I mean, there's audio of him yelling at people, saying all like the light guy, the guy who does lighting. He's yelling at him, like the guy does lighting. Why are you yelling? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, why though? Why George Clooney? He's busy banging his model wife who speaks like 8 languages.
But
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
I think it was used there to imply that he's still in a different universe, or things have changed, and then he basically messes things up. But again, I think going back to why I still think it's a good film too. Also, relationship between him and his mother, right? Again, the lesson that he was teaching her, that she was teaching him, especially when he was doing the math problems and say he couldn't find the answer. So listen, not every problem have a solution. I thought that approach they used for her was good. Now, the big thing, yes, we don't have the Reverse Flash in this movie, but the reason for that is because the sequel was going to be implying that, okay, listen, that's all going to be about Reverse Flash or who actually killed his mother. Now, I think what we got in here was not the fact that the villain was not really any Earborthon or anything like that. It was actually himself, because actually he's the one that created the situation. So inherently, the antagonist is your own self, metaphorically, right? So I just thought that for him to be the Dark Flash, to be the 18-year-old Flash that he interacted with, and that would have never happened if he went back in time and tried to change, the events and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's seeing that we can become our darkest selves when we learn not to let things go. So that's to me, that's saying with this film, why I felt so relatable. That's what I'm saying. Like, and it really gave a more message bigger, really, than the most recent DC movies I've seen. So that's why I put it on, like, saying this is a great film. Do you disagree?
I disagree. Not a great film.
I'm making a bad point.
I understand why you like it now. That's what I wanted to know. Why do you like it? I understand why you like it. And I think all those points you made about the messages sending, that was completely done on accident. They didn't do that on purpose.
No way. You can't
whoever
say
wrote this, whoever wrote this movie was too stupid to think of anything that clever. So, it's a hot mess, people. It's a hot mess. It is not entertaining. I told you it took me 4 times to finish it. I had to leave and come back like 4 times, 3 times. I'm just not. I was looking forward to it too. It was going on like, what is? Am I just in the wrong mood or something? So let me leave and come back. I mean, no, it wasn't entertaining. The best thing about your Flash movie was fucking Batman. Okay, and and Michael Shannon, who played Zod, and the chick who played Fiora, the Kryptonian. Everybody's the best thing about this movie except the Flash. I wanted to see a Flash movie. Now here's the thing. I wanted to see the Infinite Mass Punch. Okay, I want to see that. I want to see him do more phasing the hands through people. Like, why weren't you just killing Kryptonians like that? You're way faster than them. Because let's face it, he's not going to punch a Kryptonian and hurt him. But no, that's not supposed to happen that way. But he's just. But he does do the, and then stabs you out the hand. And I was like, okay, yeah, good, yeah, more of that. Do it. All you have to do is do it about 8,000 more times, and you'll win.
But what about
then Supergirl? And look, here's the thing with her. Every time she flies, she does this. Every time she punches, she does this. She kicks. She does the heat vision. I'm just like, stop with the momentum, lady. No, this is corny. It's corny. Maybe I'm just not. It's not for me. Maybe I'm just not the target audience. Maybe it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it until Batman shows up, and yeah, the rest of it was like, okay, his younger self was just obnoxious and annoying, and he was like, he's supposed to be like 18, 17, something like that.
18.
Yeah, there you go. And he's just the worst.
Well, he's just excited.
But when I was excited as a 12-year-old, I didn't behave that way. I don't know who acts like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, okay, I will get in that. This is my thing, right? Because I think there's also some negativity that around this film, that there's a lot of confirmation bias. That if you are,
I don't have that. I was just looking to be entertained.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think that you were expecting going to this thing to be trash, and I remember you saying, "I'm not seeing this movie."
Yeah, right. I was expecting it to be trash, and so my expectations were low, bro. It wasn't hard to impress me with this. It was not going to be hard to impress me or make me feel good about it, and I wasn't until Batman showed up.
Now, okay, do you think now that the Ezra Miller controversy and everything, you think that probably took you out of the movie? Or
no, he's because if that was the case, I just wouldn't have watched it. You know what I mean? If I was going to let it take me out of the film, I just wouldn't have watched it. You have to be fair about it. I believe in being in fair play. So that aside, I thought that his younger self was part of the reason why I wasn't being able to be pulled into it, because there were moments where his older self, I would connect to the guy. You know what I'm saying? There were moments in this movie where I actually connected to him. I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's chastising his younger self. Like, dude, chill out. You know, what are you? He's like, even he was like,
right.
What is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing, dude?
But they're saying, do you have the opportunity to do that to yourself? It's like, man, listen, I see what everybody else sees.
Yeah, now I see what everybody else is talking about, right? I could connect with him through that too, And it was like, so there are moments in the film where it's like that, and it's awesome. This Supergirl shows up, and apparently no one at Warner Brothers knows what to do with a Kryptonian character, because they give Superman and Supergirl now nothing to do. Nothing wrong with the characters at all. You got Henry Cavill, the perfect Superman. You gave him nothing to do. He barely had 3 lines in Man of Steel, and I actually like Man of Steel.
I like Man of Steel.
I like Man of Steel. I could watch that. That movie over and over again. I really do like Man of Steel, but they just didn't give Henry Cavill anything to do. Like, Justice League shows up, you don't give him anything to do. I'm like, there's so many things you can do with Superman, and now they're talking about doing a young Superman now when they in the reboot. I'm like, no, take him to outer space where he fights Mongol and Lobo, and give him something to do. We want to see Superman, or just have him stay here on Earth, have some bad guys come here, and then truth, justice, and the American way, and all that. I love that as a kid. Christopher Reeves. Look at what Christopher Reeves stopped the fucking earthquake. Okay, the Earth split up. He goes under the Earth and pushes all that shit back up and closes the gap, closes the big gap, earthquake gap. Then he goes around putting out fire. You gave Superman something to do. Oh my God! I mean, it's just these people do until you get to Superman 3 and 4.
Right,
no,
right.
Don't just pretend like that never happened.
Well, Nuclear Man and everything, yeah.
Right. Just pretend like that never happened. The first 2, that's okay. Thank you. You had Zod, Nun, and I forget her name. I keep thinking of Feora, but it wasn't Feora in the original.
You're right.
movie.
Yeah.
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 But what I'm saying is, you gave Superman something to do. Like, it's like these characters. He just sits there like this.
Superman wasn't real.
All right, he's thinking it. Like it looks like he's thinking it. Superman wasn't real. Right? I was just like, but Henry Cavill had the perfect look and the build for it. You know what I'm saying? Built for Superman. He's the perfect Superman. They didn't do anything with it. Now, it is the writing. That is the problem with every single one of these movies. Now, I watched the Justice League movie, right?
Yeah.
No interest in watching it again. It was a one and done for me. I was done.
Right, I agree. I didn't like this.
Right. Snyder Cut comes out. Completely different film. Completely different. I'm like, where was this the first time? Why don't you just release this one? I don't understand. You know, so I'm like, why don't you just release this one?
Uh-huh.
I was confused, Mike.
Well, because
No.
again, now here's the thing: a lot of this film had a lot of studio interference, and it was stuff like that. Basically trying to come in, changing things. But with this film, it went over with multiple different directors. You got the dude from Mandalorian. You had other folks, trying to direct this film. Cyborg was supposed to be in it. Now Cyborg's out. Then you had, with the basic of Flashpoint, but then they want to change it at Michael Keaton. Okay, we did that. Then all of a sudden, they shoot the thing. Then COVID happened. And also Ezra Miller happened over and over and over again. So a lot, and also Superman. Henry Cavill's in. Henry Cavill's not. Hey, we're gonna try to move forward with Mike Keaton as a Batman. Hey, by the way, we're rebooting the whole damn thing. Hey, James Gunn can go move forward with this. So hey, Batgirl canceled, change ending. There was 3 different endings in the movie, and we saw one of them. And everything, and the reason why with this film, there's actually were behind the scenes footage of the actual ending that they shot that we never got to see, because the person that was supposed to get out of that car was Michael Keaton, not George Clooney. So, and then Henry Cavill was supposed to show up. Gal Gadot was supposed to show up too. Supergirl was supposed to show up at the courthouse too. So yeah, but no, we didn't have that. But again,
Not a good film.
All of
I
that.
I understand why you like the film now, Mike, but that wasn't their doing. It was an accident that you got that out of that.
I don't think it was an accident.
Mm-hmm. No. That wasn't the message to that film, man. It was too dumb.
No, I don't think
it was poorly executed. Okay, you telling me that you enjoyed this film before Batman?
For which Batman?
The only Batman. Before he shows up, you telling me you was enjoying this film?
Wait, hold on. So, are you telling me that I enjoy the film before Michael Keaton shows up?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I'll be. I actually debate this. I think the opening scene of this movie is like with the scene with the Justice League. It's probably one of the best DC moments in DC history. One of the best. Is the best? No, but one of them, because they were collectively working together. And you had sense of humor, comedy, drama, all that stuff, action. The action.
No, Mike. There was no Superman. There was no Green Lantern. I mean, come on, dude.
Look, listen. Regardless of, because I know what I wanted as a fan, which hopefully we're gonna get that soon when I'm 30.
There was no Green Lantern. There was no Superman.
But what I'm saying is this: what we've gotten here is an example of what DC could be.
But it ain't, and it never will be.
No, that's not true. I disagree.
Oh, when is it gonna get like that?
I think it's starting. I said starting when we're gonna see James Gunn take on Superman Legacy coming in 2025, and he's talking about more of the core of who Superman is, right? And who he is. And not just some, okay, we either can make him in view as a god, or we can put him in the sense of he's actually a humble character in a very disarray world, right? And the whole world about not trusting, people and everything. And you have Superman who's supposed to be noble and true to his morals and everything. And today's world, day and age, that's old fashioned. What is a Superman like that's going to do? That's what I'm saying with James Gunn. I think the way he's going to be going moving forward, and you actually hear his conversation, I actually have hopes for this. Because again, my issue with Superman is this: like, listen, Henry Cavill visually is perfect as Superman. Perfect. You can't say, Brandon Routh looked better than he is, whatever. No. The build, someone that I believe that actually could.
The build, the face, the hair, the whole nine, man.
Whatever, right? What I'm saying is it's a shame because basically they did the same treatment for Henry Cavill they did Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, right? I love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but the writing was not there for after when the second movie came. So he basically got shot. He basically got shot himself in the foot basically with that, because not until No Way Home came and he came back. But again, I felt what they're doing now with DC is one step in the right direction, and I felt this film is a good template, a baseline, other than the visual effects and everything, right? With that opening act, is a clear example, cohesively as a team, what you can do. And I've been waiting for that for the longest time.
All right, here's the thing. So we get the Flash running up a mountain. Yeah, people. He breaks into a vending machine on his way up a skyscraper because there's babies flying in the sky. They're falling out of the skyscraper, right? He eats like Twinkies and drinking Yoo-Hoos and sodas and energy drinks and all this stuff on his way up there. All right, I'm like, all right, whatever. Now, how you gonna save these babies and this puppy? He snatches them all up, you know what I'm saying? Then saves a woman. She's screaming and carrying on after he saved her life. He puts one of the babies in the microwave. Okay? So, this is the scene Mike's talking about. The Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck, is chasing some bad guys with the bat cycle. You know what I'm saying? And so, he hits him with a harpoon, okay, the harpoon gun, and he connects to him, and they're dragging his ass down the interstate. Okay, this guy hits a car. He runs smack into a car. Boom, boom. I was like, why don't you let the keep the cape out so you can glide? No, can't do that. I have to get on the floor and fucking run behind a car on the interstate. Okay, this Batfleck's dumb. Okay, that's why this, my friend, is the only Batman. You see that? That's Batman. He made 2 films. Watch him. Okay, so anyway, Batfleck gets fucked up. He's clearly crippled. Yeah, that whole thing there. That scene right there. Yeah, he's clearly crippled. Okay, Mike, you're not convincing me of anything else. He is a paraplegic at best. His best outcome in that whole scene, paraplegic. He can't walk again ever. Okay, shout out to my boy, Corey Haga. Shout out, Corey. Yeah. Batfleck is crippled. He's a gimp. He's not fighting anymore. He ain't beating people up. No. Okay, he's done. And look at that. Look at the whole thing. Look at the colors. Look, yeah. No. They should have just, man. Look. It wasn't good, Mike. It wasn't a good film. It wasn't. Well, I enjoyed the parts of Michael Keaton, and I'm not even being biased because I want Keaton to have his own film. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be. I want him to be the old Batman to pass the mantle off to Terry McGinnis. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? I was looking forward
to do that.
I know they're going to, and I was looking forward to that. I figured the Flash movie would do well because enough time had passed. And they kept enough of Ezra Miller's shenanigans out of the press for long enough for this movie to do well. However, it wasn't the case, and I don't think it had anything to do with Ezra Miller's background. I think the track record that Warner Brothers has been on with the DC property, the track record they have, their reputations precede them. No one's expecting anything from it. Look at Spiderverse. Look at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that one numbers through the roof, but then you have this huge $300 or $400 million film you've done, and I'm not exaggerating. They paid about anywhere from $300 to $400 million for this film.
I say it's around $250, $300 million. But I will say this too.
Now, come on, they're lowballing it. They don't want people to know how much money they spent on this film.
That's being conservative. Now,
yeah.
Also, I want you to talk about what you think about Amy Muschietti, the director. He's gonna be signed on to do the next Batman movie, which is gonna be connected to the whole DC with Brave and the Bold with Batman and Damian Wayne Robin. So, like, do you think again? Are you thinking that you worry about the next Batman movie because he's directing it? He directed this movie.
Who's gonna play Batman?
They don't know. We don't know yet. They're gonna cast someone. They're gonna cast someone, but he's basically gonna be in a position of a father role because now Damian Wayne gonna be Robin, so he's gonna be
as long as it's like the animated series, like the animated films. You know what I'm saying? When they first introduced Son of Batman, like Damian Wayne, I think that their dynamic should be more so like that than anything else. Am I concerned? Yes. I don't trust Warner Brothers with it. I don't trust Warner Brothers with the DC property. They don't know what they're doing because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what direction they want to go in. Like a lot of this whole thing was directionless. They were in such a hurry to catch up with Marvel, that they never made a plan to put a plan together. Marvel made a roadmap that lasted 10 years before they got to the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 or 12 years before they got to the end of it with Endgame. It started with Iron Man in 2008, and they just built this franchise up over the span of 12 years. They made hundreds of millions of dollars for 12 years, you know, and it's like DC just tried, they rushed it. Nothing made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have thought of a better villain to turn into what's his name? The one who killed Superman.
Zod?
No, the one who killed Superman.
Wait, you mean Dark Flash?
No.
Wait, who? Doomsday?
There you go. Doomsday. Oh. They turned Zod into Doomsday, which was, it's like, no, make him his own thing. You know what I'm saying? No, make him his own thing. I mean, it's just it's just bad writing, dude. That's what's killing the whole DC universe.
Now, what do you how do you feel with everybody? You had Tom Cruise, James Gunn.
They lied.
Basically, everyone's saying this is one of the greatest films DC film they've seen.
I hope they enjoyed the money. I hope the money was worth it. I really do. That big bag of money they pulled up to your driveway, I hope it was worth it. Before you say, this is the greatest one of all time, there's no need to make another superhero film. This is the greatest one, that's just the great baddest of all time. No, it's not, dude. This is no. The original Batman, 1989, circa 1989, was a far superior film to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Nicholson as the Joker, fantastic job.
I will say this is like, when after this film came out, I was rewatching, the Batman movies. I was rewatching Batman and Robin, for crying out loud. Like, I was just trying to, to go back and looking at it. But my thing again with this is like, I feel a lot of it, I do think it's coming from a place of people with confirmation bias trying to hate on the film before it even came out. The fact that you have Ezra Miller, that you have in the press and everything like that. The fact that we have other actors such as Jonathan Majors currently on trial right now. His whole career, is basically going down the drain.
Yeah,
but yet this guy is basically his movie coming out. Now this movie's not performing well, and I can guarantee you, like I said in another video, in my other video that I posted, Ezra Miller, he's not coming back as Flash. This is last. And by the trajectory they're going to, you got two movies coming out. You got Blue Beetle, and then you got Aquaman. Aquaman doesn't perform. Blue Beetle's whatever. It can fail, whatever, it doesn't even matter. If Aquaman fails, I'm telling you, they need to reboot a clean slate.
I thought that's what the point of Flashpoint was.
But right. That's what I thought. And then obviously, you had Gal Gadot made her comments like, yeah, I think I'm done as Wonder Woman, whatever. I'm like, and then you have Jason Momoa saying, I'm still gonna be Aquaman and stuff, but then yet he was still getting excited about his future. I'm like, wait, are you gonna be Lobo? I'm like, so it's like that, that's the character he wants to be, but no word on that, whatever. But
and he would have made a perfect Lobo.
Oh yes, and I think he is going to be Lobo. I think they're going to try to do a multiverse thing where you can have two actors be in the same universe, but they're playing two different characters. I think that's probably what he's doing. But if he continues as Aquaman, but I'm saying with what they're going to go, they're probably going to have to do is a clean slate. To me, I don't. As much as I like the film, I still don't think Ezra Miller should continue as the Flash. I never saw him as Barry Allen. And for the future, my biggest frustration with DC, there's a clear difference between Barry Allen and Wally West. But they want to try to give Wally West stories to Barry Allen. I don't like that. Or his personality. Like, that's what they try to do in the Flash TV show. And Grant Gustin even said it. He's like, yeah, well, more jokey and all that stuff. That's more like Wally. And, but we try to give it to Barry. I'm like, no, that's not. I don't like that. So it's like,
it's not his character. It's not him. It's not his personality.
Like, yeah, when I grew up, Wally West was the Flash, because he was the Flash for over 20 years. Like, when the whole crisis thing happened. So when he was Wally West in the freaking cartoon shows, I didn't know who Barry Allen was. I just knew, hey, the name's Wally. Okay, cool. That's it. And that's why I got attached to him. Michael Rosenbaum, voice he did Lex Luthor in Smallville. Like, yeah, he voiced Barry Allen the Flash. Yeah, and that's what and I felt he did a good job. But I'm just saying, this film brought to me Justice League Unlimited feels, at least with that first opening scene.
Yeah, see, you had me hooked when you said that. That's when you got me. You sold me on it. Hey man, there's some Justice League Unlimited stuff that they did. I said, word. Let me go. Hey, listen, let me go check this out. Then that must be a hell of a film, then, man. I got to check it out.
Right.
That opening scene you're talking about, I was like, okay, cool. Off to a good start. I don't like the Flash though. I mean, I don't like his personality.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But okay, good start. After that, well, Barry, you don't want to mess with the things of the past, and then, blah, 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 blah. Because he runs, and then he finds himself in like this time sphere or whatever, and he find out that he can, oh man, I can run so fast, I can go to any point in time that I want to, right? And so he does that, and then he said, oh shit, hey, Batfleck. Hey, Batfleck, I found out I can go back in time. Maybe I can stop my mom from dying. You don't want to do that, man. That ain't gonna be cool. It's not? Nah. You might fuck something up. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna mess something up, man. I promise I can do it. Then he does it anyway. Does it. Then he waits around. No, the Dark Flash knocks him and makes him, and
go back in time.
Yeah, it makes him go back in time. Yeah. And so that's when he goes and meets himself, and he goes, okay, since they ain't gonna help us, I'm gonna go to Batman. So they go to Batman, Michael Keaton, and that's when he kicks their ass in the kitchen. Then, he gave his younger self powers first, and his younger self so stupid. Oh, I'm gonna get superpowers? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do it. What do I have to do? I gotta sit in this room, sit in this chair. Oh, okay, cool. I can sit in this chair. Why? You're gonna get struck by lightning and doused by those chemicals. You're gonna have superpowers. But no, I don't want to get struck by lightning. He kept getting up out of the chair and caused the older Barry to lose his powers. And they go through this whole ordeal to get it back. And it's just like, you're forcing it, dude.
What about his missing tooth?
Yeah. You're not helping, Mike. Just saying, let you know. You're not helping, Mike. You're not helping. It's just No. I see the gray pill out there. I see I'll Be That News, the Canadian. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she liked it. The Canadian, I'll Be That News. Corey Hager, don't watch this film, brother.
Yeah, guys, I'm dropping.
or watch it. Or watch it if that's your thing. That's cool. It wasn't, Mike. It wasn't for me. There's too many negatives here. Okay, you got Batman, which is awesome. You blew the Superman, Supergirl thing. The Kryptonian stuff, you blew that. The best thing about the Gray Pill, the best thing about the Kryptonian stuff in this film was General Zod and Fiora. And that's because those are talented actors. Like, clearly, like Michael Keaton shows up, he acts as if he's never taken the bat suit off. He actually, like he's been playing Bruce Wayne for the past 30 years. Okay? Like a glove. Slips right back into the role, no problem. Even Steven. Same thing with my man who played General Zod. Same thing with the old girl who played Fiora. And that is it. I think George Clooney did a better job than this clown who played Flash too.
Really?
Yeah.
Only stood there for 2 seconds. And by the way, you want to know how OG George Clooney is? He got asked to come back as the Flash and didn't even shave his beard. Like, all right.
Yeah, he didn't shave his beard. He had the whole mustache and beard. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, George Clooney did a better job of acting than the guy who played Ezra Miller did, and he was in the movie for like 8 seconds. Like, I'm not exaggerating, people. I'm actually probably being very generous by giving him 8 seconds. It's horrible. Like, it's not a good film. I was like, that wasn't good. I didn't enjoy that at all. I really didn't.
I mean, listen, I'll just say this, like, even though not everybody's cup of tea, is that I enjoyed the film. However, I'm not going to be naive in terms of the problems that it had. It could definitely have a lot of it. But yeah, I'm going to bring out hey, what's going on, man?
What's good? How everybody doing today? Nice to meet you, Mandrill.
Nice to meet you. Who's at Overall 99 Media?
Yeah.
Okay, Overall 99 Media. Mayhaps you have seen this movie called The Flash.
I did.
And
Hey,
what were
another
your
one.
things?
Another somebody
what
else
was-
seen the Flash too.
No, I don't think Great Pill has seen The Flash.
I see.
Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry.
Bring it down a little bit.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Zelma
Zelmay.
from I'll Be That News.
Yeah.
Canadians. How you doing? Yeah. Hello, yeah. Right. I bet your wife. I think that's who. Isn't it who it was? Great Pill.
It's not his wife, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
Look at
but
this.
it's-
Look at
whatever.
this. We already messed up right now. Every time drop breadcrumbs and digital footprints. Just talk to the man.
No, I've seen them. I just saw them on the.
That don't mean they husband and wife. I had a partner too. That don't mean we married neither.
True, that's true. Now, let's stick to the subject. What did you think on a scale of 1 to 10? To make it easy, what would you give The Flash?
I think I get y'all points. I give it a 7 as just a movie. But if you're looking for a superhero, as a superhero movie, it's probably less than that. As just a regular movie, it's probably a 7. If you just go off just movie. The problem is, I agree. I can't.
That is a high score for this film, in my opinion.
You can't defy the VFX. You can't. Urza Miller again. Everybody know I'm not an Urza Miller fan. He is absolutely horrible in Fantastic Beasts. He is horrible in the Justice League movie. This was probably his best performance. It was just sort of okay if you go back, but that's what my expectations very low. so
right. I mean, the like suit's the best thing about him. Look at that. I mean, the one on the right.
Yeah, he's forgettable. So
right, yeah, he is. Yes, the movie's about him, and he's forgettable.
He's the main villain in Fantastic Beasts. Nobody knows he's the villain.
Honestly, I don't remember him in the Fantastic Beast.
He's the main villain.
He's the main villain. Yeah.
That's the crazy part. He is so forgettable.
And no one remembers. Wow.
Yes, you remember the other guy.
You know how many times I saw that movie just because I was keeping up with the Harry Potter story?
I don't know. Johnny Depp in that bitch in there, but nobody talked about.
I know Johnny Depp.
And
he's the protege, so he's supposed to be the one that lead up to be the main villain, but no one ever remembers him, no matter who I talk to.
That had a protege. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. You're right.
And the thing is, Great Pill, I've never seen Fantastic Beasts. So at least I have an excuse. But man, you how many times I watched that movie, and still Ezra Miller, you don't remember him being the main villain. He is that forgettable as a character. Man, my thing is, I would give it a 4, solid. And I'm being generous. I mean, just because they spent so much money on.
Well, hold up. Excuse me. I screwed up names too. Zelmay. So what made you give it a 7?
I think it's just an overall movie, and not thinking about the superhero aspect. It was a decently written movie. It was the VFX brought it way down because it was absolutely terrible. But a lot of the regular stuff, you just take away the superhero stuff and like the halfway fan service, like, oh, we're gonna be No Way Home, but then all of a sudden we not No Way Home. Like we gonna tease you with it, and I think it probably, as a superhero movie, probably made a lot of fans mad. But if you just think about it on its own, you probably be like, oh yeah, this movie was okay.
So let me ask you this, because now I think this is where we separate the two. So are you a comic and anime fan of DC Universe?
I am.
Okay, so all right. So with that being said, so you don't think that regular fans who's not a fan of the comic genre and the anime genre, you don't think the people just new watching this film, they're gonna get confused? Because when I see, like, for example, I think we did this last time on Jedi Inn, and we had, like, let's say fans of the show or movies that's out now in Hollywood, we might be sitting here at a dinner table like now, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll hear somebody that's never seen the movie, never seen a comic book, and they'll be at a dinner table and they'll say like the wrong name, or they'll say like a part of the key story that was wrong, or like Zai famous phrase is death it is then, stuff like that. And then we'll hear that and we'll be like, they just don't know. So do you think that it'll confuse people even more with this storyline with this movie?
I like things that made me upset was as a comic book fan. For instance, what he said about Ben Affleck Batman was stupid. Also, what Michael Keaton's Batman did when he just rammed into a ship and like, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of it, was stupid. And Batman Bruce Wayne would never just run into a ship like, I'm finna kamikaze this ship. I mean, he's literally the best detective in the world. He would have came up with a plan and figured this out. So if as a comic book fan, a lot of this stuff would just make you upset. Like, just as a pure comic book fan, you would be just upset. You'd be like, why did he do that? Why did he do this? But if you just took away that, I feel like a lot of people, like speaking of like just regular people, they would actually probably like certain aspects if you just be like, oh, Batman would never do this. Oh, Wonder Woman would never do that. Or that person would never do that. So just like if you just, so I'm a two-time author. So me as a writer and seeing the story, I'm like, okay, this is what they try to do, and they try to separate it from the comic in a lot of ways. But I can see a lot of comic book fans just being upset because they didn't stick to what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, because now, not to be fair, because that's what I'm pretty much neutral, but everything that Mandro said in the beginning, this is where I saw the movie at, Mandro. So I have to apologize. I didn't see all of it. I saw all the way up to the part when he went. He was attempting, or he went to the Speed Force, and he didn't know what he was doing. He's looking around and doing this. So at that moment, I don't want to go ahead myself either, because
was it the first time that he went?
Yeah, the first time.
Well, okay, yeah.
Okay,
bro.
this is where I watched it up to then, right? So
Gotcha.
every step of the way Mandro's talking about, I literally lived that right there. I tried to watch it, took a break, came back, try to watch again. Dude, I even went and watched some old anime, rewatched that.
It's hard to watch that film, dude.
So from that point up to now, I like everything Mandro said. I really have to give it like less than a 5, because it's not a 50-50 thing. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm seeing it right now. Now I will go ahead and like, I am a fan of just of it all overall. So I will, and just like I did Flash the series, man, I swear and everything. I swallowed. I think I took a piece of my soul with that show. But all right, okay, I'm back. I'm coming back. So I will try and dive in and finish this one out. Just give a more, I gotta say, fair assessment, but I give more of assessment of the movie. But with that being said, it was from what I seen, it was a part like Mandro said, the Batman we know would have had 5-dimensional chess of how he'd played that out. Even if he hit it, even the anime Batmans, the comic book Batmans, he'd have been gliding. He would never took that much damage. I don't care how many bodysuits, because we've seen a lot of bodysuits he had. Even when he took a concussion, Alfred came along like, hey, you need to take another different bat suit, because at least this would cushion the blow. I didn't like the part where when Wonder Woman, like Jedi Michael's like, yeah, man, the classic, everybody getting together, whatever. Yeah, but the chick was late. What she was doing? She was late. What she doing? Dusting statues or something? And then when she did come in, she came at the nick of the time, and somehow her lasso got wrapped around the villain and Batman's hand. And he's sitting there telling all his tea or acting out of character for no reason. That would never happen to the Batman we know. So I didn't like that. I felt like it made him more vulnerable than he needed to be. Maybe Bruce Wayne would have been a little bit vulnerable. Batman, that'd have been the heck no. Batman literally be have a leg broken and still be fighting the villain, and you won't know until he actually falls in the car, and then he just collapse out. And then that time, Alfred already picking him up.
You know what that woke culture is? They want to bring down the most masculine patriarch and reduce him down to a gibbering idiot crybaby.
But it's crazy.
That's why they did that to Batman.
But it's crazy though. Now this is all the Batman seen up to this one, right? He has vulnerable moments, right? Batman, when you talking about Bruce Wayne, he has vulnerable moments, but the villains will never see it. The superheroes would damn sure never see it. The only people who will see it is the ones really close to him, and that would be number one, Alfred. Only person number two who see it only be either by accident or he's coming in to help him. That would be Robin, the first boy wonder. That's it.
Even then, Alfred was the only guy.
Yeah,
Alfred was the one that told Batman, Bruce Wayne, never let him see you bleed.
Yeah. Or if he got some situations that he know he couldn't get out, He'll call either he call his car, he's getting to it, or he's like, Alfred, I'm coming to you. I need a medvac. That's it. He's the only grown man he would call. Why? Because Alfred was the only father figure he knew. That made sense. And this is crazy. Over how is he now? Like what, 77, 78 years old? Batman. The two separate of Bruce Wayne and Batman is so in depth. They actually got a novel trying to dissect Batman's psyche. He don't even consider himself Bruce Wayne, even though Bruce Wayne has put dons to cape and cowl. Bruce Wayne really consider himself Batman. But I digress. I'll let you go, Corey. But this
my score is a 4.
I'm going with Matt Jones on this one. Until I see the whole thing fully.
And Grape Hill. I'm not talking about the Ben Affleck Batman. I'm talking about. I'm being specific. It doesn't get good until this Batman here shows up.
And the dude is 72 years old and still rocking the
He made the movie. He made the film. He made the film.
Now,
well, you know what? You know when Batman became Batman? When his parents got shot.
Yep.
When his parents got shot, that's when he became Batman. It happened clear back then.
And he never let it go.
No.
Never let it go.
You just figure out how to carry it out.
Now, I have a question. How you feel about, because some people know about Batman Beyond now, because the film underperformed, that we're not getting Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton, at least as of right now. I think there's never say never, but.
Well, you know, with Batman Beyond, they got to have a guy that's got the right voice because he's too old to be the badass, even though he's still got a few moves. I think Vin Diesel would be a good Batman, but he ain't got no hair left.
No.
He's like me and Mandrill.
No.
But he's got to have the right voice.
I can't see
him. I can't see him.
No, I can't either. I was just talking about he's.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Don't give him that role.
Oh, that was too good. That was good. That was freaking good. Hey, I've had some cognac. Give me a break.
Nice.
Family.
Yeah. I see what Corey's talking about. The voice would go well with Batman.
Yeah.
But
Batman Beyond?
Batman.
Any Batman, yeah. It gives the deep voice and all that stuff. That I can see that, yeah. Christian Bale tried but failed epically. Now there's something. A guy who's a shit actor is Batman, but the writing of those films are so good, it passed. Nobody noticed that Christian Bale was a shit Batman. He was at best, he was okay. At best, the writing of that film and the acting of the actors around him, Liam Neeson, the guy who played Joker, Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like everything around him was so good, you didn't notice that he was just.
I ain't gonna lie, you got a point.
And all right, Batman, because Morgan Freeman, you know what I'm saying, was in it. You know, I mean, everything else around him was so good. You didn't know. I was like, yeah, but he's not a very good Batman, is he? I mean, yeah, right, but
with Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine, they carried the movie.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it wasn't Christian Bale.
Yeah.
It wasn't Christian Bale like that.
You know,
there you go.
Christian Bale as Batman is almost like Timothy Dalton as 007. The damn guy's smiling all the time. He's got a freaking smile. God.
Right. I mean,
now, I will say this. Now, I will say this though. Like now, because you find like the director for this film, Andy Muschietti, he's going to be directing the next Batman movie, not the sequel to Robert Pattinson. The next Batman's going to be crossing over with the new Superman with James Gunn and who has Damian Wayne Robin. If you all the negatives that you address in this film, and Batman has been in it heavily over 2 different versions, what do you want him to see? Like, what take you want him to do with Batman that you haven't really seen before? What you're waiting to see?
Oh, that's easy. Write a good damn movie.
Facts.
I mean, bro.
Because you're not surprised. If you're gonna surprise me with something. Actually, do your job. Because with this movie right here, plus what you and Mandra saying with the whole Snyder thing, Snyder Cut was a whole different movie. But from my eyes, Snyder Cut saved the original. That's from there. You know what? It even confused me more because when they showed what Flash did in Snyder Cut, and then when this Flash came out, I say, oh, so I guess they're gonna spin off from Snyder Cut and move forward. But then the story got broken. So what? Like you're talking to the Bruce here, then the other Batman. Then you got the this version of Supergirl, which Mandrill is 100% right because it didn't make no sense of even fitting a story. Like, what did this do? Like, you didn't even show like breadcrumbs of, and this is why I hate with time travel. I don't care what movie, what show. Stop playing with time. It didn't even give an exact like the butterfly effect. Why was the reason of you? What did you do to transpire that butterfly effect inside the paradox for her to even emerge? It should have been the either A, the original Clark Kent that we knew, like, or it's some kind of like these.
But
Yeah.
You know who explained that? Would you like to know who they did explain that? Would you like to know who explained it?
Who?
This guy.
In
10 seconds.
So like
he took two pieces of uncooked spaghetti and laid them on a table and explained it to Barry how that happened.
Explaining how time is not linear.
But Barry's the one that actually did it.
Yeah, and Barry didn't understand what he was doing. Is what it was.
I don't know. I should start
what
drinking.
do you
This
guys
guy.
think?
I should start drinking like.
What do you
Corey.
think of this actor to play Batman, Jim Caviezel?
Who?
No,
Jim.
he's too
Let
skinny.
me look him up.
He's too skinny.
Who's Jim Caviezel?
Yeah,
Well, you got to figure in
yeah,
Batman
yeah.
2000 he walked with a cane, so he would be old.
But he had a bulky build though. But voice. What about voice though?
He's got a perfect voice for it.
Okay.
Why
What
is
did you
Denzel-
ever see him in
Denzel?
Deja Vu with Denzel Washington?
What's that?
Yeah.
So like, what are your thoughts in terms of like him directing the next Batman movie, and else like, what do you want to see his take on Batman?
I think my problem with James Gunn is what I always worried about James Gunn is I don't know how well he'll do a serious film because Guardians of the Galaxy always had this like slither of like jokiness to it and not seriousness until it needed it.
What about 3?
He still had the joke even with
Yeah,
even though it did a good job with the raccoon, but Rocket, but everything else was kind of like okay. Rocket and Raccoon carried that movie better.
Yeah, I agree.
Rocket and Raccoon carried that movie. And
I agree because every other supporting actor had too much of, even with what's my man name? They kept calling him dumb. They kept dragging that out.
Drax.
Yeah, Drax. They kept dragging that out with him and the laugh and the joking. Even that couch scene, like, bro, we get it. You're trying to make a ha moment. Like, it was too much.
Yeah, it was too.
Even in the cartoon had more. It had comedy in it, but it had more of the seriousness.
Yeah, they threw too much 12-year-old crap at it.
I agree.
Now, like I said, the one thing I do worry about James Gunn, how he's going to do in a serious movie, because Disney always going to cater toward kids in a way, somewhat. But I don't know how he going to do in a DC, because DC fans want hardcore. The reason Dark Knight worked, even like he said, Mandrell said with Christian Bale, was because all of them were dark. Even the third, all of them was very dark. From this guy used to be the good lawyer, and then his face got burnt off by the Joker, and the Joker convinced him to be evil because everybody has a bad day, and people gonna do bad. And they had that like dark presence of Heath Ledger trying to say, "Oh, I'm gonna give 2 people a bomb. Watch what they do, Batman," and he's trying to prove a point.
Bruh,
I don't know.
The man was literally sniffing coke and outside and homeless places just to and to clue himself in a room by himself just to put in the same lines of the Joker. Like, come on.
They all had dark presence.
Yeah, they did. And like I said, all those fantastic, perfect example. Okay, The Mandalorian. This episode with Lizzo, right? You had you had Lizzo, you had Katie Sackhoff, you had a man who plays Mando. Why his name escapes me, I don't know. He played Oberyn Martell in the Game of Thrones, and he played Joel in Last of Us. I don't know why his name escapes me right now, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And you had Jack Black. So you had all this talent around Lizzo, and she's trying to act, who doesn't do a horrible job, doesn't even do a bad job, but you can tell she's super green. You can, like, she's so new to acting, she sticks out like a sore thumb around all that talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that one's new, that one's off. I don't know what it. If you never heard of Lizzo, you point her out and say that one's off. I don't know what it is about it, but something's wrong with that one.
Lizzo better than Urza Miller in Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. Well, my thing is this: like you remember her, but yeah, like Christian Bale in Batman, like he's a decent actor. He has some acting
That's
stuff,
savage.
but everything else around him, the story was written so well, the actors acted so well that people didn't. He slid by that ridiculous voice he had. He should have just done the voice modulator like Ben Affleck did. He'd have come out way better doing that. I agree with Corey. The voice has to be there, but yeah, this movie. Shout out to Michael Keaton, the Batman. Okay, the one and only. It was fun to see him like fuck. Hey, wait till you see a great deal. He fucks people up. He's not playing any games.
Was the action better than the Batman on the Justice League movie, the first one? Because remember when he had that room with all the criminals?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that anyway.
Okay.
But this Batman using his stuff from his Batman movie.
Okay.
So yeah, he's using the stuff from his Batman films. So I mean, I like that they stuck to that. And he's a different Batman. He fights differently. It's still the free flow style system, but like he uses his gadgets, like the harpoon gun he has, right? The grappler hook. I told you he shoots it, catches a guy in the shoulder, pulls him to him, and he kicks the guy square in the face.
Yeah.
He kicks the guy square in the head while he's on his way to him. I was like, yo.
He's more savage with it.
Right, he's savage, dude. I was like, yeah, because you see that kick land, it's like, yo.
Well, the fact that he's harpooned and he's being drugged back, and then he gets freaking clotheslined by a foot.
But yes, I was like, damn. He just beats up everybody else. The people are shooting at him. I'm like, thank you. A bulletproof suit. Someone has a brain around here.
Yeah.
Thank you. A bulletproof suit. Somebody's got a brain. And then he gets out. And then he does the cartoon Batman animated series stuff when he fights a Kryptonian.
Was I lying when I said it was Justice League Unlimited?
No, you were. Okay, because the Batman and Justice League Unlimited and all the animated stuff was based on this one. Batman wasn't Batman that you know today until he played Batman. Till this movie came out. Okay, so yes, this Batman was doing this Batman stuff.
What about the one-on-one from Batman Returns when he had that old version of Batman fought Superman?
What about Batman Returns? What do you mean?
Remember the anime Batman Returns when he came out of retirement?
No, we didn't do that. That was gay. And I'm glad they didn't do it. No.
Okay.
It wouldn't have worked. What I'm saying, it would not have worked here.
Okay.
That would not have worked here. That would have been I'd have gave it a 1. That would have been so out of place, man. I mean, like you'll see when you see the movie, the rest of it, you'll go back and say, yeah, that wouldn't have fit. Wouldn't have fit. This was much better.
So I got a question because y'all mentioned Zod turned into to Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah. In that other Justice League Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah, I never understood that neither. That's why it's DC just is messing up all around. Like nothing is adding up. At least with Avengers, the story added up a good 98%. I say even 95% of a lot of comics.
Yeah, they took a lot of stuff from the source material, that led up to this whole thing. And I knew the end game wasn't going to be like the comics because you hadn't introduced any of the cosmic beings. You didn't Master Chaos and Lord Order.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or Lord Eternity shows up. All of the Celestials show up. Like everyone the cosmic beings, all of them showed up
in this movie.
No, I'm talking about in the comics of
yeah.
You're talking about
Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Gauntlet series. I knew that wasn't gonna. They weren't gonna show
a lot from the Cosmic Cube too, instead of the other story.
Right? Yeah, I knew they wasn't gonna show that in the film, but what they did, I was like, okay, that's passable. I'll give them that. They're trying to give fan service and stuff. It wouldn't have been not as badass as it would have been had you made Thanos what he really was in the comic. That Thanos was the truth.
True.
Okay? You were not beating him.
True.
I do prefer this one backstory because I don't know if him.
He's basically a galactic. Listen, Thanos is a galactic simp. Like,
yeah. And then of all people, yeah, you're right. Deadpool took his girl. Of all people,
Thank you.
I didn't mind it.
Deadpool smash.
Thank you.
He made, the funny thing, he made Deadpool immortal so he can never see death again. That's crazy.
Right.
Yes. Yes. The hate was real.
That was super petty. I'll make you immortal. What? Oh, okay, well, fine. Yeah, if he's gonna teach me a lesson, I don't have to die. Okay, cool. Yeah. If it'll teach me a lesson, yeah, go ahead. But I mean, but this movie. What else? What else about this movie? Okay, how are they so coordinated with one another, and never trained together, never worked that out? Because the young Barry didn't listen to anything.
Yeah,
he was not listening so much that he got on my nerves. I was like, okay, dude. So this is the thing, right? You're just not gonna listen to what the guy has to say.
I think that's a problem too. Everybody, from what I've seen up to that part, it was like over extra, I guess, playing their role, if you so to speak. Like we knew the Flash was like a little bit goofy, a little bit, comical. Because like we even said it before when we did the Flash versus Superman conversation before. We all agreed if Flash actually was a serious hero, he's pretty much unstoppable. But from this one, from what I've seen, the when our Barry went to see the other Barry in the past, it was just like too much. Like he was just over extra for no reason. Like I don't know. He's the only person I know playing who he playing. I don't remember him in any films. I don't even want to Google him to search him up. You know how most people just Googleable? Like, like who's that cast member? Like Game of Thrones. I was Googling everybody. Oh man, 8 seasons? What's happening to that cast? I was literally Googling everybody. Punisher, Googling everybody. What's the other one? Daredevil from Netflix series, Googling everybody. Defenders, Googling everybody. Figure out where they're going to, where they're moving to next for his episodes, movie, season, right? This guy, I just don't care.
Well, because he's like the perfect incel. I mean, when you look at the guy and you hear him talk and you see him move, he's the perfect incel.
Well,
Dude he has zero swag. He's a complete freaking geek. I mean, he's fast, okay. But, even in the comic books, Flash got babes. This guy, can you see it happen?
Yeah, true. I ain't gonna lie, Corey.
I mean, he's a freaking incel.
Well, Corey, he's real life probably one. Like, I mean,
he do look the part in real life, though.
No, he do it in real life. Like, he kidnap people.
I mean, seriously, there's a scene in this movie that I was watching like, this is really realistic. Like, you have this dude going into people's apartments, going there butt ass naked, causing havoc. He would do that in real life. He's endangering children by putting them in damn microwaves and stuff. And then it's like, it just acting all crazy and everything. I was like, dang, this is actually realistic. Like, yes, because like he broke into someone's home to steal their alcohol. He was, I guess, grooming some people, whatever. He endangered a minor, which then the parents had to get a restraining order against
all the stuff
him.
in real life.
Yeah, that's in real life. That wasn't the script.
so he fit his movie role. They didn't write Barry Allen to be Barry Allen. They wrote it to be Ezra Miller.
Yeah, no, he's like Eobard Thawne. I mean, seriously. So I was like, but I was like watching this. I was like, yeah, that was kind of realistic. I was like, all right, but no, listen. But my thing is, this is like, the reason why I did not have said anything about Ezra Miller right now is because of PR. They can't. Like, because like unless when the movie comes out, no. But it's like,
well, he done his part. I mean, he did his job. So it's like after that, it's like whatever the fans say and whatever the box office drops, then they'll take it from there. But according to you said that because of the numbers, they're not going to move forward with, I guess not right now, I guess move forward with Batman Beyond, which is stupid. They could still go with this series at the very least and leave this Batman, the one Mandrell got up. That's the one I want to be in the Bruce Wayne and the Batman Beyond. But after that, pick whoever you want to pick for his the new Terry McGinnis.
Got you. I agree. I agree. Yeah, but what was in the comments you were talking about Craven?
Yeah, Corey was asking a question about Craven. Like, you can ask. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was asking about what's our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I did the trailer breakdown for it. I think it was like this past week, whatever. But it's the film is rated R, unlike Venom and everything, which Venom should have been rated R. But yeah, it's rated R. You have freaking what's his name? I forgot his name. Russell Crowe playing three superhero dads. He played Jor-El. He played Zeus, who's the father of Hercules, and now he's the father of Kraven the Hunter. It's crazy. But yeah,
Corey, did you see the trailer of Craven?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them.
Okay, my thoughts on it is this. From what I see from the trailer, I think they're trying to make him a hero when realistically he's supposed to be a villain.
Yeah,
so
he's the epitome of evil.
Yes. So because from the trailer, looked like I don't know. It just looked like they're trying to make him kind of like an anti-superhero, trying to vengeance against his father. That's how I see it. But if they try to do him like another, like I guess an anti-hero hero type deal, I'm really not going to be happy with the movie.
he is the protagonist, so it's like what?
He's a cannibal. I mean, he thinks he gains power from eating his enemies, which are the good guys.
And he going up against Rhino, so it's villain.
Wow, really? That's what this guy's deal is? Because I don't know.
You don't know who Craven is? Craven's a cannibal.
Craven's a badass, bro. But in the movie, it's like the origin story of it. Yeah, the origin story of it is like a little bit. It's off of me. So
it's Spider-Man. He basically has Spider-Man. The from the trailer, the lion blood fall into him while it ate him up, and then it fell into him, and he became.
Which is stupid. That's what see what I'm saying? I'm trying to hold it in.
Let it out, bro. Just let it out.
They gave him Spider-Man story. Essentially, they gave him Spider-Man story.
Yeah, basically.
So he got lion powers. Oh, Medrell.
No, it's
which is not
lion powers.
Lion man. Where you find him, lion goes.
Have any of you guys read my book?
No.
Oh. I've actually got a bit. When I wrote it, Dutch foreman was Chadwick Boseman. And then I found out later on the guy had cancer and was dying.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of hard.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. The characters in there, a lot of them came out of, because I heard them in their movie.
Mm-hmm.
I literally could hear them talking when I wrote the story. And then that guy, I mean, exceptional actor. It just kind of, sorry, I think I just changed the whole thing.
No, you're good. I was gonna say that's a skill of a good writer, though. You have to I don't want to pivot off a little bit, but I'll say this in context of that. That's like with the Anne Reese when Interview with a Vampire series came out, and the three, I think it was like 3 or 4 directors, they was literally everybody that did the writing and the directing of it, they was all trying to put their foot in the voice of Anne Reese for that. But unfortunately she passed away during that time. But that's a good sign of a good writer. But again, I will say this for just try to be, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm with Matt on this. I'm not gonna be optimistic about it. DC Universe, the only DC Universe I can trust is a game I play because I got my hands on the controllers. That's all I know. That's all I know. I just hope they don't mess it up. Jedi Mike mentioned about something coming out, and I said I hope they don't suck. I forgot what movie was.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah. The soundtrack was badass though. I ain't gonna lie about the soundtrack, but that don't take away from the movie. So we got to see how that movie goes.
They remixed that shit. It sounded like like Spy Kids and shit.
That was gonna be my intro, my song, but I came up something else popped in my lap, and I was like, all right, I gotta rock with this one.
It was pretty cool when he stood there and he cut the bus in half, and it looked like he pissed himself. Now that was classic.
But I didn't like it where they had too much the family dynamic because, like, again, realistic, right? There's only one origin story of him was his mom and dad was he was in an abusive relationship with his mom and dad, and the Beetle, the Scarab, hated the father. He's pretty much taking the emotion.
I hate the voice of the Beetle. Like they turn it into a freaking Friday from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Really?
It wasn't her name. That was Karen. It was Karen. That was the name of the AI.
There you go. The name fits. This is a Karen.
The name fits.
Listen to my point. It's like the Scarab is supposed to you watch Young Justice season 2, right? That whole season is basically Blue Beetle. Everything you know about Blue Beetle, watch Young Justice season 2. It goes into the Scarab basically being like a evil voice in the head who's basically telling dude you need to destroy this freaking human race and stuff. And yet he's a teenager while he's dealing with the abusive relationship with his parents, and while he's in it was San Antonio, whatever, Texas, I think. And yeah, he's dealing with that. So it's a real world story. They deal also with immigration issues and also it's a real story, right? But yet they turn it into freaking Spider-Man Friday crap. AI stuff like, oh, anything you can create, I can make. A thing I can make.
Yeah, but this one he has like a big family dynamic. Like everybody's involved and everything. I'm like, yeah, everybody's involved. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, real talk, when Mandra mentioned the other guy playing the Batman, and he was like, why he's there? You know why? Because he wanted to check. Every time I see faces like just don't never be there, I'm like, you just want an easy check. George Lopez, easy check. You just want that check. Why are you even here?
George Lopez. And I mean,
no, I'm serious. Why are you here?
They go 0 to drama in like 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, like it don't make any sense. Like, I don't know, man. I might be kicking sheets if I watch it tonight. So
No, it's a freaking estrogen-driven dialogue, is what it is.
We'll see.
But no, listen. I just listen. This is what I think. I think the movie's gonna bomb. They're gonna keep the actor and the character as they should. I think the actor from Cobra Kai, I got perfect casting. Cool.
He good. He still got another season he coming out with. Right. He's not going nowhere. He's good.
Just keep I think the movie's not gonna be good, but I think he's gonna be okay. Like I keep him, right? And put him in Teen Titans when they make that shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be in Teen Titans.
And then just,
you know what? I see him in Teen Titans, right? Because again, he's the main star. I see him getting a pass, but all the mofos surrounding him in that movie, George Bloodpass got his check. He gonna go somewhere else, do some other little stand-up comedy. He good. He ain't going nowhere.
Because they have their Easter eggs. They have Easter eggs in the trailer of the original Blue Beetle, like Ted Core and other folks like that. You got the Blue Beetle ship and everything. So like, there's history and nostalgia in that movie. All right, cool. But
they messed it up. They messed it up
off of the first trailer, and then saying, "Oh, we're gonna try and make a trilogy. We're trying to make it like, dude." Nobody thinks Blue Beetle as equivalent to Spider-Man. Like, no, he's Blue Beetle. But no.
Yeah, but that goes back to the point where I was telling Zelmay, and I apologize, Zelmay. Check me in time, bro, if I mess up your name. So Zelmay, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so that's like what Zelmay was saying earlier when I was asking about the whole the diversity of us fans that know of these characters versus the new people. When the new people see this Blue Beetle, I feel like they're gonna be more confused because we'll be like, oh no, this is not the origin story. This is not the relationship because Stan Lee, may he rest in peace. He set a foundation of young teens or young superheroes, their relationship of how to become a superhero, how they balance out real life versus being a hero. Batman, you just fell into the lap. Superman, he fell into it. Wonder Woman, she was that was from birth, But you got the Blue Beetle. It's like, okay, you got to find that dynamic of it a little bit. And from what it was just more of a family dynamic with that. Maybe because it's new, maybe because, I guess Disney, whoever got a contract trying to say, let's appease the audience of the younger teens. Okay, cool, great. But let's put some more reality to it. There is parents that relationship is not okay. And yet a hero dons that mantle and be like, okay, now I got to figure this out. Now you got a scarab, an alien entity pretty much attached to you. Like, hey, I see a threat everywhere it coming. And him as a teens with his emotions going, everything's a threat.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a teenager, that kind of power. Oh shit.
Corey, watch him on the Young Justice, bro. He was lighting up everything coming. Gauntlets coming out. Gauntlets coming out.
There was parts where the Scarab was possessing him, and and stuff. He acting like he's all regular, he's all human, okay, whatever. But then he was on code with the Reach and stuff, and they had Black Beetle, they had Green Beetle from Mars and stuff like that. Yeah, but
that's a good source, Corey. That's a good story. Definitely watch. Definitely watch that.
Was a great story. Yeah,
that was a great story.
I have to say, any template, and I know they're not going to do it because again, with James Gunn, what he's moving forward, and I'll end off with this in terms of the future of DC. It's just like I hope that they take traits from the animated films and properties they've been doing because they're actually missing a lot of money in terms of listen, the template is there. you're able to expand and just don't overthink it. This is literally your blueprint. You talk about Suicide Squad. You talk about in terms of a Flash film or even just Superman, how to do Superman. Like they did a whole arc. They had two parters: the death of Superman and the reign of Superman. With and it actually was a pretty decent animated movie. Right, wasn't the best, but like they had we had Green Lantern with Jon Stewart, animated films and stuff like that. Batman under the Red Hood. You have stories that you can do. Just follow them. And I'm just hopefully they don't try to get in this direction of like what they've done and just not being understanding who they are and just trying to catch up with Marvel. Because Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and I should actually do a review on that. Just going back old school with that film, like during the pandemic when I was watching that. Listen, the film just killing all your characters. Marvel will never do that, but DC can't. We can kill everyone and have Flash say, "Hey, listen, go back in time and redo this shit."
John Constantine.
Listen, you had Superman. This is how stupid Superman was. It's like Batman was telling him, "Listen, half the core is gone, man, and billion lives are going to be lost until we actually sustain this." The Justice League don't quit. We can do this. We all work together. Constantine just like.
He's like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Man.
Get the fuck up.
John Constantine, one of my favorite characters in all coming.
He is. He's a good one.
But yeah, reversed it, man. But yeah, I just want to give final thoughts. I didn't want to keep y'all up. But yeah, Zelme, thank you for stopping by, man. Also, shout out your channel too. I know you want to be collabing soon, but yeah, just shout out your channel.
Yeah. For if you want film and reviews and stuff, Overall 99 Media, that's why I do that one. If you want news, I'll be that news. I do got 2 separate channels. I do got other channels as well. I'm not quite using them as much right now because I'm a little busy in real life. But like Overall 99 Media for film and reviews and stuff like that, and just a regular talk show at the end of the week with my friends. And then, of course, like I said, one more time, Mondays and Thursdays, I'll be that news. Sometimes I do an update show on Saturdays.
Cool, got you. Yeah, maybe we'll be talking very soon. Be doing work together. Mandrell, thank you being a special guest today. So I just want your thoughts on your final thoughts and everything.
My final thoughts is Michael Keaton is the GOAT when it comes to Batman. Greatest of all times, and this is irrefutable proof now. Irrefutable proof. It cannot be argued anymore. Who's a better Batman? You still have the debate about the Joker. I say that Jack Nicholson was the best. He's the Joker like from the animated series and the comic books. Heath Ledger is the better Joker from. Depends on the Joker you're talking about, because there's 3 different ones. We found that out. Yes, there's actually 3 different Jokers. Correct. So, as far as the Flash movie, I can't wait for it to come out. I think it'll be good. But this last Batman movie was fantastic. Yeah,
what?
This Batman movie was fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait for the Flash movie to come out so I can see it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But yeah,
you get a whole Batman trailer for the Flash, and they didn't promote Ezra Miller.
Right. All right. On a serious note, the Flash movie, I'll give it a solid 4. It was okay. I'll give 3 points to Michael Keaton for Batman, and the other point goes to the Kryptonians, Zod and Fiora. May they rest in peace.
Right.
Yeah, the rest of it, the CGI, man. And the acting is just the CG. It was a cartoon, dude. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. I mean, and they had a super good looking like Stretch Armstrong punching somebody. I was like, what? I wish I could give it a better review. I really did. I really do. I wanted more from this film. I like the Flash as a cartoon, as a character. Do not like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I thought it was a bad choice the first time I saw him in a stupid Justice League movie. No. They could have got Grant Gustin. Why didn't they bring any of the other Flashes from like the TV show and stuff like that?
They had to cut it out.
Grant Gustin was in it.
They shot a lot of cameos and didn't make the final cut. They had to cut it out.
You should have kept that in there.
Yeah, Linda Carter was supposed to be in it.
Who?
Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Why? See, all the cool stuff. They took that out. That sounds like it would have been. Now, if there's a Snyder cut of the Flash, that might get an 8 or a 9. Like that stupid Justice League movie when they released a Snyder cut. Okay, they got like an 8 or a 9 out of me. Like, that was a fantastic film. That's what they should have released in the first place. I don't understand why they didn't. But let them be dumb. Whatever. This is horrible. They should have released all them characters from the Flash TV show, even that goofy one at the end of the TV show. Who decides to show up in the last episode? What's the name? Blue Velvet or some shit like that, or Blue Velvet or some shit like that. He called himself.
That finale was terrible.
Yeah. You could even brought him back. That would have helped this movie out. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still gonna watch it just to talk trash.
It would have helped out. Look, you needed more Flash. You needed more Flash. It was all Batman.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining because it's Batman, but damn.
Yeah. All right, appreciate you.
Emotional damage.
I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm like this close. Cause like usually when I watch stuff I don't like, I'm like pretty much raging out. So I'm like actually motivated. At least I say this. Thank you, Mandrell. You motivate me to watch it, so I can actually be positively talking trash about it. You know what I'm saying? I will give my critique when I see it, and I will be right back in the comment section that I might for you. Okay. I appreciate the conversation. Definitely appreciate everybody coming through. Great Pill Podcast for Angela's representative for the Great Pill Podcast. Always, we'll be having a group conversation for Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. I was going to do one in the morning, but of course, just like the brother here, and I apologize, man. I literally forgot your name like that. I'm bad with names. I'm good with faces. I'm bad with names. So, like you said, everybody got life. So, the boss when we come in early, so I was like, Jesus. I want to talk about narcissistic traits because I feel like a good conversation. But yeah, Great Pill Podcast, definitely subscribe. I have a gaming channel. Once I'm still playing around with that, I will have some content for that coming out. I always have but that'll be coming out. So I know I'm jammering, but it's pretty much the movie, the stuff Mandro's saying is like it got me to the point like I just need to watch it, get off my chest, and yeah. And just have this. So Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, the conversation we'll be having at 8 p.m. Central. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. About the movie, so far I've seen it. I slept through it, walked away from it, watched the old anime I haven't seen in years. Matter of fact, you know what I watched, Corey? I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 2004 Yu-Gi-Oh! When I couldn't finish watching the Flash movie. That's why I went to go watch.
That's tragic.
That's when I went to go watch. And then I was like, should I go watch again? I was like, I'll come back to it. The only thing got me motivated back to this one is when I heard the debate between Jedi Mike and Mandrell about that. I say, Mandrell said he don't like it. I was like, I'm definitely coming here for this one. So with that being said, the movie was so doo-doo. I couldn't even take notes. There's nothing to take notes for. So as far as the debates, yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Mandrell. It didn't need no moderator for this one. That's a good thing. So yeah, my hats off to Mandrell for this one, critiquing it as well as he did. I do see what Jedi Mike is coming from with the old school feel from it and all this good stuff. Yeah, it wasn't helping. Your arguments wasn't touching water. Not even the shallow type of water, like when black ice hits, you wasn't hitting that one. So I'll leave it there. That's all I got. But if it's trash, I'm telling you, I'll come back to these comment sections. I'm coming back in these comment sections.
It's trash. The best thing about it is Batman.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
You haven't steered me wrong, sir. You haven't steered me wrong.
Okay, cool. And look, it's
the only part that killed me is when you know what really I think what Jedi Mike effed up when you said Jedi Mike recommended the movie to you. I think that's what got your goat right there when he recommended the movie to you. I think that was stirred the pot just a little bit.
Other than Batman, this movie was boring. It was.
Agreed.
And then when the Kryptonians started doing that thing on the battlefield, I'm like, battlefield, if you can call it that, because it was a slaughter.
All right, just for future references out there, I got 2 homeboys that recommend, like they be like fight, like yo, you got to see this guy. I'll do that for them in the future. Don't recommend stuff for me to see, because I'm telling you, recommend some stuff and it's trash. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm just saying.
No, but Mike's recommended a movie to me before and it was good. That's why I took him at his word.
Okay. So 1 and 1. He's like, now it's 1 and 1.
Yeah, it's 1 and 1. Yeah.
loss?
He's recommended a movie to me before and it was good. I watched it. I was like, Mike was right. That was good. Except this one. It was a good Batman movie.
Okay. All right.
It's a good Batman movie.
Corey, what's your final thought?
Okay, so I was drinking cognac, eating Tootsie Rolls, and I was going to troll the show, but Mandrell just blew me out of the water. He took it over. He done did the job for me. Now I don't even know if I want to go see the show.
Bruh.
My boy wants to go see it, but I don't think I will.
Got you. I got you.
Mandrell converted another one. Jesus.
Listen, y'all. I just say this. I'll just say this. I appreciate y'all for stopping by and everything. It was a good conversation. Listen, I'm not here taking anyone's opinion, saying, listen, you're my opinion is higher than yours because I'm a critic and everything.
Bruh.
No. I'm just saying, listen, this is what I felt. This is my experience seeing this film. And honestly, it might change over repeat viewings over and over again. But first time.
Look at it, froze. Isn't the Lord working well?
Okay, we'll say, what?
Look at God. You froze up for a few seconds, Mike. And then we were sitting here like, look at God. Telling them lies like that. I'm just saying, until Batman shows up, it's a boring film. I had a hard time watching it.
So, all right.
Difficult to watch.
Okay, all right. I will say, all right. Now I hope I don't freeze. So, yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the film. I hope you guys, and hopefully in the future can enjoy DC movies like I did. Now, you know me, I'm a sucker for listen, you got to take a lot of convincing to get me. I'm not like, oh, it's cool, action, or whatever. I say if I don't like it, I'm not going to like it. I enjoy this movie. But there's parts of it I did not like.
Boy, look at the miracle Lord. Who else praying?
Yeah, who praying out here? He said,
"You froze again, bud."
You froze again.
All right,
you froze again.
It was right after you said the parts you didn't like.
It must be broadcasting from the Arctic, man.
My shit was going good for for 2 hours straight. It said that's time. I got to the time ago. But yeah, anyway, it's just a movie for me. It's not the biggest thing.
What did you not like about it, though, Mike? Let's tell us that.
I already said what I didn't like about it. I don't like the
ending.
ending.
He's trying to make you freeze again. He's trying to make you freeze.
Don't let him go, Jen. He's leading you in, man. He's leading the witness. Look out. He froze again.
No, he trolling.
No.
Anyway, y'all. We'll see you guys in the next video and everything.
Good,
make sure you subscribe. Till next time, Jen Mike 7. Peace. We are. Where's my video? Where's my video at?
Have a good evening, gentlemen.
Nice.
Is there anything you want the fans to know or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.